Hello, everyone, and welcome to TechDaily.ai. I'm David.
And I'm Sophia.
It's great to have you with us. We are really looking forward to unpacking today's story because it touches on something we all rely on, probably a little too much.
Oh, for sure.
And that's the simple act of hitting send on an email and just trusting it actually gets there. But before we break that down, I have a quick message for everyone listening.
Go for it.
You can sponsor this podcast for just $25. Your message will be featured across major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and more. If you're interested, visit techdaily.ai to get started today.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for anyone wanting to get their message out.
It really is. Okay, let's get into the meat of it. I want to set a scene that I think is going to induce a little bit of anxiety in, well, anyone who works.
Uh-oh.
Imagine you've just finished a massive project. Maybe it's a contract you've been negotiating for weeks, or, a critical update for your boss. You attach the file, you hit send.
And you lean back. Job done.
Exactly. You sit back, you relax, you wait for the reply, and you wait. And you wait.
The silence.
The silence. You start thinking, did they hate it? Are they ignoring me? But the reality is they never even saw it. Not because of a typo, not because the internet went down.
But because the system itself.
The email system itself decided your very important, very real business email was a lie.
Which is, that's the nightmare scenario, right?
Totally.
And that's exactly what we're looking at today. A huge incident involving Microsoft Exchange Online where legitimate emails you or I would send were just getting flagged as phishing.
The classic false positive problem. It's like
Yeah.
the security tool gets a little too smart for its own good.
That's a perfect way to put it. And we're going to explore how this isn't just some random glitch. It's actually a symptom of a much bigger escalating war between email providers and, these increasingly sophisticated spammers.
And we're all just caught in the crossfire.
Exactly.
So let's get into the specifics. This all kicked off pretty recently.
It did. The trouble began on February 5th, 2026. And it's important to remember, as of when we're talking now, which is based on reports from the 9th, this is still basically an ongoing situation.
So for days now, what are the symptoms exactly? If I'm a user, do I get a bounce back message, the dreaded mail undeliverable?
Not necessarily, and that's what makes this so tricky. If you get a bounce back, at least you can pick up the phone.
Right. You have an action to take.
Exactly. But here, the emails are being quarantined.
Quarantined? Sounds almost medical.
In the digital world, it's basically digital jail. It's not in your spam folder, which you can check and rescue things from.
Okay, so it's not even visible to me.
Right. Quarantine is held at the server level. The recipient has no idea it exists, and sender thinks everything went through just fine. It just vanishes into a black hole.
That is terrifying. Just waiting on a contract, and it's sitting in a digital holding cell. Did Microsoft at least admit this was happening?
They did, yeah. They put out a service alert, and they were pretty direct about it. The quote was, "Some users' legitimate email messages are being marked as phish."
Marked as phish. So the system thought regular invoices and reports were malicious.
Correct. It labeled them as high-confidence phish.
High confidence. That sounds incredibly arrogant for a piece of software. I am highly confident this email is a lie.
That's pretty much what it's saying. And
Yeah.
You can just imagine the confusion. You have people emailing IT, vendors calling clients. It just grinds business to a halt because the communication chain is silently broken.
Okay, let's unpack the why here, because usually these systems are pretty good.
Yeah.
Why did things go so wrong on a Thursday in February?
Well, it wasn't a hardware failure like someone tripping over a cable. It was actually a decision.
Yeah.
The root cause, confirmed by Microsoft, was a new URL rule.
A URL rule.
Yeah, think about how phishing works. There's almost always a link, right? Click here to reset your password, that sort of thing. Well, Microsoft is constantly scanning those links, but they rolled out a new rule that was meant to be smarter at catching malicious links, and its criteria were just a bit too aggressive. It started flagging perfectly safe URLs.
So this is my security guard analogy. He was told to look out for bad guys wearing blue hats.
Uh-huh.
So he starts stopping everyone with a blue hat, even the mailman.
It is exactly that, but there's a reason for it, and this gets into what I call the sophistication paradox.
The sophistication paradox. Okay, I like it. What is that?
Well, Microsoft used this very specific phrase. They said they're dealing with ever-evolving criteria because spam and phishing techniques have become more sophisticated.
Ah, so the bad guys are getting better, so the good guys have to get tougher.
Much better. Phishing emails don't look like those old Nigerian prince scams anymore. They look perfect. They use real logos, real language.
They're almost indistinguishable.
They are. And they use technical tricks to hide where links really go. So Microsoft has to tighten the net. They have to make their filters more sensitive.
But if you tighten the net too much,
You catch the dolphins with the tuna. And that's what happened here. They were trying to stop these really advanced attacks, and in doing so, they created a rule that couldn't tell the difference between a sophisticated attack and just a complex but legitimate business email.
it's incredibly frustrating, but I guess I do sort of sympathize with the engineers there.
Yeah.
It feels like a losing battle. Loosen the rules, we get hacked. Tighten them, we don't get our mail.
That is the tightrope they walk every single day.
Yeah.
And that rope is getting thinner and thinner.
Now, this isn't exactly a new problem for them, is it? This feels like part of a pattern.
It is, and that's what's worrying a lot of IT professionals. If we just look back over the last year, there's been a whole string of these hiccups.
Give us the lowlights.
Well, back in March, there was a very similar anti-spam bug, mass quarantines.